What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Major Keyz podcast, talking to keyboard players about music and life and everything in between. Today we have a special guest, my homie, Mr. Eric Tolliver.
What's happening?
What's happening with you, bro?
Man, everything is well, man. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Man, happy to have you in the building, Doc.
Man, thank you.
Man, let's start from the top. How did you start playing keys? Like, what got you into it? All that good stuff.
I grew up in a Holiness Church. Holiness Church only had three instruments: tambourine, drums, and keys.
Mm-hmm.
Organ specifically. So when I was 4 years old, this lady named Carol Swint bought me a tambourine, and I played that tambourine until I beat the head off of it. And then when I got to be about 10 or 11, I went to a private school, and they used to have chapel every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And the pastor of the church said, you can try to see if you want to play the keyboard or the organ. And so I turned on the organ.
Mm-hmm.
I can only play in C,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew every song in C.
Dad doesn't know that I'm filming. All right, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll call him back. But yeah.
Yeah, so I knew every song in C, and I was able to play like decently.
And had you played before?
I have a keyboard at home at this time, but I don't really practice it. I practice drums.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. And I'm like maybe 10,
Mm-hmm.
11. And I kept playing. They let me play every Friday. And so Friday after Friday. And then it got to the point where people used to call me Hammond Man because I was coming to school on Friday just to play just to play the organ.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was PE for the rest of the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I enjoyed my life.
Oh man. So you're the guy like at 10, 11,
Mm-hmm.
12 years old playing organ at chapel.
Mhm. Only in C though.
Only in C.
So if they started a song in a different key,
it's like so
I'm
you
sitting
just
down
backed
now.
out? You
Yeah, I
backed
pressed
out,
the low C, and that's it.
you're like this is it. This is it, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I had a music teacher by the name of Mark Pay.
Okay.
Mark Pay came along when I was about 13, and he was decent. But then as I got older, I found out he was like really, really good because he would play all the parts on a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
He had a Roland XP80.
Okay.
And
That sounds old. I don't know about it.
It was the first keyboard to have like layers to where you can
Oh
do
wow.
the sliders
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Change the game.
Brass, bass, and piano. Same time. And so now that I'm older, like I'm like, this dude was killing back then.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he was breaking his mind up into 3 different parts.
Wow.
Because he was playing all that stuff. And so after he started showing me like different things, and then he showed me my first song that wasn't in C, was in A flat. It was called Magnificent and Holy by Israel. It's on the Real album.
Okay.
And he's just sitting in a gray room and doing like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my start.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back. Well, before we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So before you get to the chapel, you didn't have a teacher before you started playing at the chapel.
So
you just kind of learned.
Like I kind of learned because, of course, being at church.
Yeah.
I was Holiness Church means you go 6 days a week.
Yeah.
The only day you off is Monday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday, Tuesday rehearsal, Wednesday night Bible study, Thursday night rehearsal, Friday night joy night.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday we had outreach. Sunday we back in church. So my godbrothers were the musicians.
Okay.
And so I would just watch them, and I used to be like, man, I want to be like them. But I grew up in a church where kids couldn't go on the platform.
Okay.
Like you couldn't get on the pulpit. Like you're going to hell if you if you touch the altar incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how the Old Testament was. So
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't really learn anything until I got to school.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
But you would just like observe,
Yeah, I would
and
be
kind of
watching,
and just like pick it up, pick it up. And do you think like your ear was like looking back at it? Do you think like your ear was strong?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So my ear started developing when I was about 5 years old. I do remember I had a keyboard because we lived in Stone Mountain. I had a keyboard set up, and we went to a revival on November 9th.
Put the mic up just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I worked at Good Tarson. We went to a revival on November 9th, and I came home and mimicked everything that the keyboard player did that night.
Wow.
And it was, now that I'm looking back on it, that was in G because I remember exactly what it was.
Okay.
But it looked like C to me. So I was like, well, this is in C. And my mom was like, this is crazy. And my aunt was like, this is crazy too. So every night I went back and did that same thing over and over.
Wow.
Till I was about 7.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I realized I was like, what he was doing was really, really like basic.
Yeah.
But my ear picked it up. So I was like, okay, cool.
So it was easy to do.
it was very easy.
That's
very
crazy.
easy.
Yeah.
It was just G minor, F minor to E flat minor to D major.
Okay.
Back to G minor.
Gotcha.
He did that the whole night, and they shouted for like 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that was good. That's when I realized, okay, my ear is developing. Like,
Gotcha.
That was like, I might be able to do this with my life.
Okay. Yeah. So past past chapel into high school, and so tell me like what that was like in high school. And did you go to school for music?
I did not.
Okay.
So I had the interest of music, but I was taught that we couldn't play music for anything other than God. And it wasn't like it was taught. It was kind of like perceived.
Yeah.
You know, if that was a thing. So my perception was like, dude, if I'm not playing at church, I can't really be playing like that.
Okay.
Because I didn't listen to secular music until I was about 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like only thing we listened to was James Cleveland, Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace album, Walter Hawkins' Love Alive, the Milton Brunson singers, James Hall, Ricky Dillard.
Wow.
Those were only
that
people
was
I even knew about. So I didn't find out about like Frankie Beverly and Maze until I was like 17 or 18. And my dad didn't go to church with me. So on the weekends that I'd go with my dad, he would listen to stuff like the Gap Band. The Gap Band is my dad's favorite band.
Yeah.
So I listened to the Gap Band, I listened to Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I wasn't picking that stuff up.
Okay. You were just kind of it was just there.
It was just there. So it'd be in my head, and I'd be like, ooh, Isley Brothers, that sounds good. Or I'd be like, oh, that changes Bad Mama Jamma. So when John P. Key came out with it was one of these records, For I Know Jesus Is Real.
Okay.
At the end, it goes into dun 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 dun. I said they must have got that from John P. Key, not knowing that Bad Mama Jamma came out in 1969.
That John P. Key got that from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, oh, they're fusing this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like 17 or 18. So once I got to that point, I was like, okay, let's see what we can do with this music thing. Because clearly, if he's doing that in church, I'm not gonna do that in church. Yeah. Like I was like, I don't want those two waters to mix.
Okay.
Like oil and water does not mix. Like,
yeah.
So, I'm in high school now. So I'm going to high school. I'm in the chorus, but I'm not in the chorus because I want to sing. I'm in the chorus because it's 2/3 female.
Fair, good reason.
So it's altos and sopranos, and so I'm hearing notes. I'm hearing stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. This is cool. I get a call from my brother, my god brother. He calls me on a Saturday. This is in probably May of 2006 or 7. He goes, hey, Reese ain't gonna be at church on Sunday.
Reese Kitchens.
Reese Soul, yeah.
Yeah.
And so Reese is playing bass at my church at this point. I'm still just a dude that goes to church and listens, trying to pick up stuff. And he goes, Reese not gonna be there. I'm like, okay, cool. And he goes, Jay's gonna play bass, you're gonna play drums.
Okay.
I immediately turned my keyboard ear off.
Okay.
I only listen to drums.
Wow.
I was like, I'm done. I'm good. So, I'm 16. I'm going to school. I'm in high school, but I'm going to school to hear different music now. Because like I said, I was conformed to this box of music.
Right.
Now Mr. Grigsby, my music teacher
Mm-hmm.
or the chorus teacher, is teaching Ernest Pugh and Troy Sneed and
Okay.
like all these like
So still heavy gospel.
very heavy gospel.
Yeah.
But it's like new stuff that I've never heard in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And he like, let's listen to the Tommies. I'm like, who's the Tommies? And it's like one of Milton Bronson's like branch off groups. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm ingesting all this stuff. And then at the end, like my senior year, or no, my junior year, I ran into a guy named Sam Collier.
I've heard that name.
Sam Collier
Yeah.
is
Oh, he was the pastor of
Hillsong
when it was here.
Hillsong.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now it's the Story Church.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Sam Collier used to come to the classroom and play, and I was like, dude, these chords are amazing that you're playing.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, I'm taking music theory in college right now. And I'm
Okay.
like, dude, you're killing. Like,
Yeah.
because he could play guitar
Mm-hmm.
very well, and he could play keys very well, and he
Yeah.
was doing some embellishments, and I'm like, what is that? And he would start showing me movements,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, this is like jazz, because most theory is jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So he's giving me jazz theory changes. I'm like, dude, this stuff can go in gospel. And he's
Yeah.
like, this comes from gospel. And I'm like, jeez Louise.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just picking things up.
Yeah.
I'm not devoting myself to playing keys
Yeah.
at all. I'm still playing drums.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Calvin Napper, Calvin Rogers, Aaron Spears. At this time, Aaron Spears was a YouTube sensation.
When the Caught Up video
When the
came
Caught
out.
Up video came
Oh,
out.
okay.
It was him and my godbrother. I know this is going to sound crazy. My godbrother is Jay Bass. So Jay Bass on drums, at that time, he was at about 150,000 views on YouTube.
Okay.
Like him, a guy named Young Pete, all these guys went viral from having a shed at my church.
Wow.
We stayed after church one night, turned on the camera, recorded it, and so I'm sitting here like in awe
Mm-hmm.
because these guys are great.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, these are just local guys that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have to be better than them in order to make it to where I'm trying to go on drums.
Right.
And I'm like, let me see if any keyboard players do it. Nobody.
No Keyz players.
No Keyz players.
Mm.
No Keyz players.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first keyboard player I've ever seen play outside of my godbrother was Teely, Clarence Hill.
Oh, okay.
He played for a Christmas play that we did at a church in 2002 or 2001.
Okay.
And he played a Yamaha S80.
Mm-hmm.
He had a rock and sock drum throne, and this guy went for broke the whole night. And I was like,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm sitting here listening for drums, of course.
Yeah.
But
you're
it
watching
captured
Teely.
my ear. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, this guy's really good. So that, like, I'm still playing drums, but I'm picking up key
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And so at the end of my high school career, I went to Southwest DeKalb High School. So at Southwest DeKalb, the choir was huge.
Mm-hmm.
My senior year, towards the end of the year, it was about April,
Mm-hmm.
they asked me to play organ at our backyard.
Okay.
Our backyard was held at Greater Travelers Rest when it was where the Dream Center is now.
Okay.
I got on the organ. I didn't have ears. I didn't
Mhm.
have any in-ears because I
Yeah.
didn't know I needed any. I couldn't hear the Leslie.
Oh gosh.
I listened back to some of the stuff, and none of the stuff I was playing was in the right key.
Woo.
I played the whole backyard without being able to hear anything because I didn't know where they were. Like, I knew the songs,
Yeah.
but I didn't know they had modulated or if they were in a different key.
And that sounds terrible.
Oh, it was definitely terrible. Like,
Mhm.
I was, and like at this time I'm 17, 18 years old. And so I'm like, I'm not embarrassed because it's my backyard.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to play anyway.
Uh-huh.
I'm not into organ yet,
Okay.
but it's because you play organ. You just left church. You should come play.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
It was terrible.
Yikes.
After that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to play the organ.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother is already playing organ, so he calls me. He says, "Hey, what you doing Monday?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Sunday after my backyard." I'm like, I'm chilling. He comes to get me. We go to my church. We shed on organ for probably about 7-8 hours.
Whew.
We did that for about 3 years.
Wow, like every Sunday?
No,
Every day? Wow.
We would do Monday, and then we would skip Tuesday, and then my other brother Jay, he would come get me, and we would go get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the church and write music. Then every Friday we all linked up together,
Mm-hmm.
and we would work on music. Hey, clean that up. Hey, clean that up. Hey, clean that up. And so I'm ingesting so much music. At this time, I'm learning Chick Corea. I'm learning Coltrane.
John Coltrane, Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at Shirley Scott,
Mm-hmm.
Bill Evans, all of these people. I'm like, I'll never be good.
Wow.
I'll never be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kept saying. I used to go home and practice every night, like just my scales.
Yeah.
Like I will never be as good as them.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, they didn't have any distractions back then. Like there was no radio, there was no TV, there were no video games, there were no computers, there were no this, no that. You literally focused on what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, I'll never be good. So I'm like 18 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. And so when did the switch flip? Like, oh yeah, I actually am good. I actually want to do this, and that sort of,
So
like that.
That's switch. So we at 2009 right now, right?
Okay.
That switch didn't hit until like 2017.
Oh wow.
2010 I started playing at a club on Thursdays, every Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
I played for $50 every Thursday night.
Yeah.
It was down the street from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Easy gig. I didn't own a keyboard. Like I didn't own a traveling keyboard. I had an 88 key Triton Studio that my aunt gave me.
Those things are heavy. Because my piano teacher, he had two Tritons. He had, and they were both the 88 key versions. But that was like my first introduction to like a keyboard, and I was like, man, I want to like when it was time for me to get a keyboard, I definitely wanted that.
Absolutely, like those were bread and butter, especially in church.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Smokey Norfolk whole album was on Triton, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I bought a Trinity, a Korg Trinity, which is the one before the Triton.
Okay.
And it was 61 keys.
Okay.
It sounded bad. The keyboard was not. The polyphony was terrible.
Okay.
The pianos were trash, and I'm playing R&B.
Yeah.
So R&B is not heavy on pianos. It's mostly heavy on Rhodes, EPs, and like
some little
pads.
synths and pads and stuff. Yeah.
So I'm on there, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to work this. Let me get something that I can learn how to work.
Mm-hmm.
My brother had a Motif, a Motif XS6. He bought it in 2008, and he was like, I don't get it. Go ahead and take it out.
Okay.
So realistically, my oldest god brother furnished my entire music career.
Wow.
Because I played his Motif for like 3 years, and I started making $50. Then we went to 100. Then we went to 150. Then I was doing gigs like 300, 350. And I suck at this point. Like I can only do what whoever the MD is telling me.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like, hey, I can come to the rehearsal, I can learn it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get.
Anything else outside of that, I ain't got it.
I'm not even gonna touch
it.
I'm not gonna touch the board.
Wow.
I'm not gonna touch the board. I remember 2011. It was an open mic that I was playing for. The guy by the name of Cocktails was like, he does this thing called the Spartan Challenge.
Okay.
The Spartan Challenge means show off.
Okay.
And he says show off, and I had been practicing all week. So I'm like, I'm gonna kill him this week.
Yeah.
He go, we playing, we make it about 8 bars. Okay, cool. I only got 16 bars. I only got 16.
Hey.
I'm done after 16.
Yeah.
We get to that 16th bar. He goes, all right, you can do better. You could do better.
I'm like, no, this is it.
My brother could tell you. He'll be like, this dude wanted. Cause see, I thought he was saying that I could play better than I could.
Yeah.
And he was really saying, just keep going. Like, and at that point, I'm like, all I got is chromatics. Like, all you gonna get is this chromatic from C to C right now. And at that time, I realized, I said, I have to go harder. I have to go way harder. And so, I'm 19, 20 years old. So I'm like, I'm about to start back going to the church every day by myself.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I would beat my brothers to the church.
Mm-hmm.
I would practice by myself. And then I wouldn't listen to no music other than the music I had to learn.
Wow.
None. I ain't let nothing in.
Mm-hmm.
My only recreation at this time was dating.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play video games. Like, my mom and dad can tell you, like, I was very strict on what I was doing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was very disciplined at, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to practice for an hour. Then I'm going to go about my day. If I have to go to work, if I have to go to school, because I went to Georgia Perimeter at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to Georgia Perimeter.
I was like, well, what did you go to school for? Like, what did you think you were going to do?
Political science.
You said what now?
Political science.
Okay, got you.
I wanted to be a senator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, it's totally like, everybody was like, no, you didn't. I was like, I swear.
That's crazy because like the version that I know of you now, I'm like, no, you're like an MD. You play keys, like you're a producer. Right. But like 10 years ago, you were gonna be in politics.
Absolutely, because I knew politics. Politics never goes out of style.
Yeah, it's always gonna be there.
It's always gonna be there. But as I got older and I started meeting politicians and going to these, like, you know, your city hall meetings and stuff, I used to do that because I was like, let me meet some people. Let me rub my shoulders against some people. So I met, like,
trying to get in there.
Yeah. And I'm literally just networking at this time, but that's before networking was a thing and before LinkedIn and MySpace and all that was really, really big. It was just me going up there, like, trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I literally just brushed shoulders. I started meeting people and I was like, wait, aren't you a pastor? And I'm like, wait, aren't you a drug dealer? Wait, aren't you this? Aren't you that? And I'm like, whoa. And I start seeing who was in City Hall, and I'm like, no.
That's such a crazy pivot.
Oh, bro,
that's crazy. Such a crazy pivot. Like, you know, I hear people like, oh, yeah, maybe I wanted to be a biologist or like a doctor or anything, engineer or something like that. I've never met anyone that was like, oh, yeah, I was gonna be in politics. Absolutely. And then, like, now I'm a full-time musician. I've never met anyone who...
Dude, it was crazy. Like, I literally wanted to wear, like, a suit every day and, like, go to work and be like, yeah, all right, cool. Because the jobs that I saw were, like, very non-stressful. Like, it's like, we're going here to talk about a bill for 5 hours. We're sitting in here getting paid by the state to discuss something that we will or will not pass.
Yeah.
Like, just say if you're going to pass it or not. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. All right. And so, like, when you start getting good, it's like, so when do you make the shift to, like, oh, I'm doing this full time, or at least the majority of your career, or not? Because at some point you got to get into producing, you got to get into MDing, and then, you know, all that sort of stuff that you do now.
Okay. So at this point, let's just fast forward to like 2014, 2015. No, 2014 is where I am. I was in a band called Playlist. We were called Playlist the band. We were established in 2010. Our drummer started, he was in another band.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say the name of the band. I don't want it to be crazy.
Hey, don't incriminate anybody.
Yeah,
if you don't want
you
to.
know what I'm saying? No, he literally started another band because he wanted to go in another direction.
Okay.
And I was like, that's great, because the direction that you guys are going in, I might need to grasp from some of that. And I'm young. Like, so I'm a kid. And so people are like, yeah, what do you know about this? What do you know about that? And I'm like, you're right. So I need somebody to teach me. So I would listen to when he would tell me about who his other keyboard player was. And now that we're older, the other keyboard player was Corey Griffith.
Okay.
And Corey Griffith, if anybody knows, that guy is crazy.
Got you. I don't know.
He works a montage like you wouldn't believe.
Really?
Like 8 sounds and pull in bells and stuff. And I'm like,
he uses it.
Yes.
He uses it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could play one board and sufficiently get you through a whole concert. Yeah. He's there. But they were doing production, a lot of production. And me and my brother, we were doing a lot of songwriting.
Okay.
And so every Wednesday night we would have rehearsal. So it'd be me, my brother, and our drummer's name was JR. So we would go in and we would record songs. We probably got like 15 songs. Yeah.
Got you.
15 like songs that are like decent that we might put out. That's just a minor plug. I don't know.
Hey, whatever. Yeah.
So once he like kind of like departed and he backed out a little bit, I was telling Jay, I was like, hey, yo, I think we could do something. Let's try to test the waters. And so we started building another band, and that band was called Circle of Fifths.
Okay.
And we started writing music with Circle of Fifths.
Okay.
But it was a thing that happened. Something major in my life happened. 2014, 2015, we got a call to be on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
And if you know anything about The Real Housewives of Atlanta, most of those like women that are on there were like big celebrities before The Real Housewives.
My mom consistently is like, man, you got to hook up with Candy.
Yeah.
You gotta hook up with, yeah. She's like, man, you got to hook up with Candy and do the whatever. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we get the call saying, hey, we need y'all to come, but we need y'all to come play an hour, but it has to be all original music.
Okay.
They called us on a Monday.
And y'all are taping on when?
Thursday.
Okay.
We don't have any music written with lyrics.
Oh, no. Man.
There's no AI to help us.
Uh-uh.
There's no, hey, we can, let's call this person, let's call that person to write us some lyrics. We can't. We don't know people at this time.
And the check was nice, so you weren't going to say no.
The check was decent.
Check was decent. All right.
But the exposure was amazing.
Right.
So I get there. They have a piano. I bring my keyboard, but I'm like, they have a piano. Let me play the piano. It's going to look better.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer brings his stuff. The singer brings a mic and a speaker or whatever. My brother brings his bass. Let's play some cocktail music just to get it going.
Mm-hmm.
Angie Stone walks up to the piano. You guys sound great. At this time, Angie Stone's keyboard player was Travis Sales.
Goodness gracious.
My favorite keyboard player.
Yeah.
Like the guy who I'm like, if I want to study somebody, it'll be him.
Okay.
And so I'm like, I'm in shock now.
Yeah.
Now I can't perform because I'm like, Angie Stone is standing here talking to me while I'm playing the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Something is wrong with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and so I'm playing. I keep doing this one thing. It's like a B flat something.
Uh-huh.
And so I kept doing it, but it was because I was stunned. Like I was literally stunned. And my brother starts to play something around it, and the drummer started picking it up. And now we're starting to sound like Robert Glasper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, whoa, like this is Glasper feel. Like this is what he does. He repeats a part, and it just gets good over time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, this is feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's fast forward. They say cut. And now they was like, hey, we need y'all to go ahead and start playing the music that y'all wrote.
Mm-hmm.
We played the first song. The people like, this song pretty good. We never heard this before.
Yeah.
And we played the next song. Whoa, this song is decent.
Mm-hmm.
The third song was like a fluke. I was like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah.
Fourth song,
Mm-hmm.
people were like staring at us.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's good or not.
Mm-hmm.
We end the song. Round of applause. That song was called, I want to say that song was called Over.
Okay.
So let's fast forward to 2016.
Okay.
We've already been on TV.
Mm-hmm.
We get a call from a promoter by the name of Cocktails, like the same one that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
We get a call. He goes, hey, I need y'all for a night at St. James.
Okay.
Who's going to play at St. James? Yeah, whom's playing at St. James? And I'm like, they was like, yeah. I'm like, I'm a 25-year-old keyboard player who's like literally, I don't know left from right. I know my sounds. I know my songs. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you any more. We do this gig with original music. No, we do the first gig with Carrie Epps.
Okay. Yeah, Carrie.
Carrie Epps is the person who told me about you.
Who told you? Okay.
About, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll get to there later.
All right. If you want to, yeah.
So Carrie Epps did the first set. It was me, my brother Jay bass on bass, Young Pete on drums, a guy by the name of Christopher Edwards on guitar.
Okay.
We straight. That first set, cool. People into it because they know the music.
Mm-hmm.
The second set is our original set.
Okay.
So we have a singer by the name of Stephanie, a drummer by the name of Drew, Chris, me, and Jay bass.
Okay.
So we get on stage. We start the first song. First song is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is this the same set that y'all did at the Real Housewives thing?
No.
Okay.
We do a whole different set. So
Whole
now,
different set.
now we thinking like, hey, let's like we're a real band now.
Okay.
So we need to rehearse and like have this stuff mapped out
Mm-hmm.
because if something happens like that again, will be ready.
Mm-hmm.
So we rehearsed, like we had monologues
Yeah.
and stuff, like the strings playing, dude,
Okay. Yeah.
thunder
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and so we making it through, and the people looking at us like we crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe we shouldn't do the originals at St. James. Whatever. So we make it through the set. Everybody says, hey, you guys are good. We love the first set. What was the second set? And I was like, it's our original music. And so
Mhm.
they go, why you didn't offer to sell it? Like, where the CDs?
Where is it? Yeah.
And that's when I started to feel like crap. Because I'm like, wow, we had people in the venue listening to us, enjoying us,
Ready for you.
ready for us,
Mm-hmm.
ready to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a product.
Yeah.
After that, Circle of Fifths kind of diminished a little bit, like slightly.
I diminished.
Yeah,
That
you
was
saw what I
was
did
funny.
there?
That was funny. That was good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to rebuild. Everybody went to a different place in their life.
Yeah.
So I was like, you doing this, you doing that, you doing this, you doing that.
Mhm.
Cool. I'll just focus on me,
Yeah.
and I'll focus on what I can make better. So when I get into this band thing again, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So I've built my, okay, get you some discipline so that you can learn these records.
Yeah.
I'm at this, hey, you need to learn to do this so you can execute records.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get to, now you have to have a record to sell
Mm-hmm.
if you plan to be efficient in what you're doing
Yeah.
or plan to make money.
Yeah.
So we get to about 16, 18. We're at 2018 now.
Okay.
I'm working at Guitar Center because I don't have a band.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going by the name Wired Help at this point.
Okay.
And so it's me, my brother, and Andrew. He's still the drummer. So we chilling, going around the city, playing for this person, playing for that person. We doing the lounge gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Lounge gigs are great. You
Yeah.
know, it gives you a chance to learn. It gives you a chance to meet people. It gives you a chance to be seen.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
you're just playing behind singers.
Literally.
Playing behind
So
singers.
you're
yeah.
not in the forefront of anything.
Okay, cool.
Especially if the singer's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's some singers that are not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've experienced it. You live here.
Hey man.
So we're building ourselves. We're doing this gig. We're doing that gig. And major thanks to Carrie Epps, actually.
Yeah.
Carrie Epps was the first person to pretty much take us as a band under her, like to work with her.
Oh, okay.
We played with her for like a year and a half, like straight.
Yeah.
But when I tell you that girl was grinding, it was Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday. Oh, let's do this on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. So
And we every
y'all had
day.
a run. Y'all had a good
Exactly.
run. Yeah.
And when I was down, like when I had downtime, I would get calls from other artists around the city.
Mhm.
And so I'm picking up, those gigs too. But I'm like, I need some consistent income because, still got bills to pay.
Of course.
So I'm working at Guitar Center. And they have a drum off.
Oh, the Guitar Center, the drum off thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm setting up the drums for the drum off because I'm working in the drum section because I still have heart for drums.
Right.
I just don't have the air for it anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's not, the
outta
agility is
here.
not there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I used to play drums back in my day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I met this little kid named Jordan Perry. He was like real hungry for drums.
Yeah.
I had knowledge for drums.
Yeah.
So I can give him the knowledge that I have for drums. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell you everything I know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were younger, we didn't really have anybody to tell us anything.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, let me tell you everything I know. I'm going to give you all the cheat codes. It's up to you to use them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you
I'm
all
gonna
the
let
cheat
you know
codes.
what I know. Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Jordan, I think he was like 16 at this point. So his mom brings him in. We talk for like an hour.
Yeah.
His mom was like, if y'all ever want to, if you ever want to come to the house and show him stuff, or if he come to you, I was like, yeah, whatever, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes to my church on a Wednesday night. And I said, you can play drums because I'm playing organ.
Yeah.
My oldest brother at this time, he's traveling doing photography.
Okay.
So he's in and out of church. And so I'm playing organ like almost consistently. And I said, come play at our Wednesday night Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
He came to play. I said, we can grow with him. So we had a little situation come up at the church. One of our people were moving. I said, hey, we're gonna throw a moving away party. Let's just bring the band in and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We had it at Piccadilly. Piccadilly on Godby Road. We were playing. We weren't playing very loud. We were like regularly playing.
Mm-hmm.
We had people coming to the door like, hey, you guys sound good.
Was Jordan playing like how he plays now?
No.
Like the Chris Dave-ish sort of vibe that he does? Or was he like...
It was a little bit... It was unseasoned.
Okay.
It was unseasoned. It was like basic, but a little bit... It's leaning in that direction.
Like you know that it's there.
Yes.
You know that it's going to get there. It's just a little rough around the edges.
Absolutely.
Because Jordan is...
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get him in playing what he like
his element
wants to do, bro. Yeah.
It's like, whoa. Like,
yeah.
How'd you do that?
Yeah.
And so we doing this at Piccadilly.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Jay. Jay look at Jordan. Jordan look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, we breaking news right now because people are coming, seeing what is.
Mm-hmm.
So our name was breaking news for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The next drum off comes around. So this is like, so I guess that was 2017. 2018, the next drum off comes around. It's a dude who looks like Eric Moore. Like he got Eric Moore vibe.
Okay.
But he doesn't look like him, but he got the characteristics. He plays a drum off. He doesn't win the following round because I don't know. I don't know why he didn't win that round. But some dude won, and I'm like, bro, you won in my book, bro. Mm-hmm. I was like, let me get your number. We gonna work. We had a young drummer, Jordan, and we had a seasoned drummer, who was Eric. So I said, we finna make this work. Me and my brother got a call from a young lady by the name of Monica Williams, or Monica Brown at that time. Mm-hmm. And she goes, hey, I need you to come do this gig for me at Apache.
Okay.
This is not the 3rd Street Apache. This is the Apache that's on Woodruff Street. So this is the Bonfire Apache.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, we need y'all to come do the showcase. Mm-hmm. The budget, very small budget. Like, can y'all work with us? It was one of those. Like, we can grow together. Yeah. I was like, I don't think we're going to grow from here.
Nah, ain't no growing, Doc.
But I was like, I got this band that ain't nobody ever heard. Mm-hmm. So we put the little situation together. Mm-hmm. We did that every month for about 5 months. Mm-hmm. We got pictures from my brother Anthony Long. We got pictures from Heather LaShine, Desiree Rice. We got all these like photographers to come shoot us because I'm like, we finna jump. We recording everything, and people are like, y'all sound great. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. So we record a record called Over. We record the record we did in 2016. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That we wrote the lyrics for Candy and Portia and all them. Yeah. And we like, all right, let's go ahead and put it out. So I called my friend Jory. Mm-hmm. Jory goes, I was like, hey, can you do a record with me? Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, what's up? I said, meet me at the studio. She met me at the studio. She did that record in 2 takes. Mm. And then I said, go back in there and just do some ad-libs, do some like ahs and oohs, and we can go. Mm. We finished that session in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Woo! Everything she did was perfect. Mm-hmm. To the point where I was like, I don't understand how you can do this. Yeah. But I'm going to call you like forever. Mm-hmm. So the song is called Over. It's on Apple Music and all that stuff. It's under the Headliner Band. Yeah. Which is what we became after we added those 2 drummers. Mm. So now we're gigging, and I'm understanding that, just like you were saying, Jordan wants to do more experimental stuff. He wants to be challenged like mentally, where Eric is like, I've been through that stage in my life. Yeah. So I know records. You know what I'm saying? I want to play these records. And so that's what he ends up doing. And so we did like gigs with Eric, and then we would do experimental jazz records with Jordan. Because I was like, this is his vibe.
Yeah.
This is what really makes him happy.
Mm-hmm.
He loves playing drums, but this is what makes him happy.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, everybody has to find their niche. And so he was playing percussion. Jordan was playing percussion. Eric's playing drums. And then they would switch out, of course. Yeah. And so now we moved to the new Apache. The new Apache was like, y'all sound good. We want to add y'all to our Wednesday night situation.
Okay.
This is 2019. I said, okay, if y'all can come up with some money, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
2020 happens.
Man.
We're playing. Me and the guys are playing at this place called Fellowship, a cigar lounge.
Okay.
And we're playing, and I look up Dr. J walking in. Yeah, I keep playing. I see Ron Harper. And I'm like, Ron Harper was number 9 for the Chicago Bulls in 96, 97 with Jordan. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
He also played with Kobe.
Yeah.
With the 2010 Lakers. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I said, 2002 Lakers, my bad. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's Ron Harper. And so we playing. And then we start seeing stuff flash on the TV like, okay, this game has been postponed. We're literally gigging while COVID is breaking out.
Yeah.
And all of us look at each other like, dude, what's happening?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh no, they just canceled this game. They just canceled that game. They just canceled this game. This is like February, March-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do. And so we get ready to go to church on Sunday morning. Church is canceled. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is all of our bread and butter.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, what's good?
Like,
what's really happening?
Yeah.
And state of emergency. Oh, this is closed. This is closed. That is closed. This is closed. That is closed. And I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. So I'm like, I'm gonna be doing something. I'm gonna get some money.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a hustler. My mom was a real estate agent. That's short for hustler.
Yeah.
That's just an extended term. And so I'm like, we finna get this money by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going, what we gonna do? And they was like, let's do an outdoor situation.
Okay.
People can do something outdoors. I was like, cool, let's go get a generator. We start looking up generators. They're $600. Because I'm like, it's better to buy one if we gonna use it every other week or whatever than to rent one. Because renting one was like $300. I'm like,
might as well just
just 2 times. That's buying it. Mm-hmm. So we get ready to go buy a generator. We get a call. Hey, we still want y'all at Apache. I said, okay, cool. Guy by the name of Duran.
Okay.
Duran was doing jams in the city.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, if we use Carrie as the host, would you come play? I was like, yeah, Carrie my people. So we line it up. It was like, just make sure, we taken care of and we good. We'll come play. That first night, because everybody had been sitting down for like 2 weeks, everybody and their grandmama was in there. Like, we couldn't breathe. And you know how big Apache is.
Yeah.
Like, people were standing around behind us. Like, we got video of it somewhere. We had to set up weird because it was so many people in there.
Wow.
And we played our behinds off that night. But we didn't allow any musicians to get on to play because of COVID at that point. So it's like, if you're playing keyboard and you wipe your nose, that's it. Like, you got COVID. And if you playing with somebody drumsticks, and you got it. So that first couple of weeks, we didn't let anybody play. But I was like, dude, we got to get over this because it's a virus. So we're going to catch it anyway. Like, realistically, that's what people didn't understand when about COVID. I was like, it's a virus. So you caught a cold last year. I caught a cold last year. We all going to catch a cold. Like, that's just where we are. So we got to that point. We were the only band working in Atlanta. We were playing there. We did some gigs outdoors. We did like a 4th of July picnic, and it was like 1,000 people out there. We did we did the virtual thing. We went to my friend Terrell's studio.
Okay.
And we did a virtual recording, and we released it on like June 11th or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just to say, hey guys, like, you know, this is how we eat.
We'll
like,
be out here. Yeah.
Like, we'll be out here. Like, we're gonna be at this place next. And so people were like, yo, y'all working. And then it's a place in Columbus called The Suite. Me, Eric, Charles, the saxophone player, and Jay drive down there every Sunday, every Thursday. They kept us working.
Yeah.
My church, my home church is Atlanta for Christ.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of older people. So a lot of them were affected by COVID fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't start back church. So everything we did was virtual.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to God, we were able to, we had old church tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I turned all those church tapes into digital format.
Oh, okay.
Cut them up and put them on YouTube every Sunday.
Yeah.
So that they were able to still, you know.
Have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that cut out part of my Sunday to where all I had to do was go to my 10 o'clock service.
Mm-hmm.
My 10 o'clock service at Rhema Wind, they 10 to 12 every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, we not closing. It was like,
right.
This is church. Like, this is where people are supposed to be able to come. This is a place of refuge.
Right.
And I was like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is there. Everybody that's there was like 50 and younger.
Yeah.
So it's a different demographic than 60 and older. You know what I'm saying? So, they kept us working, and I'm so thankful. I'm thankful to them. Like, I'm thankful to y'all because y'all kept us in that position. And then, we started recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to American Sushi Studios, 880 Studios. We're recording in our rooms, just trying to make stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
We put a whole album together without all being in the same room.
Oh wow, the headliner album. Like none of y'all were in the
None
room.
of us was in the same room.
Oh wow.
Me and Jay might have did 1 or 2 parts together.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was, thank God for Logic.
Yeah.
It was literally like, I'm gonna send you an MP3. You send me back a WAV file.
I wouldn't have known that.
Oh, dude.
I wouldn't have known that because y'all sound together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, we did one song where the horns were all together, and that was "Addicted to Love." That was it. Mm-hmm. Everything else was pieced. Like, hey, come to the church. I'm gonna record the drum. I'm gonna record just a snare drum. Come play that. We're gonna punch it in.
Yeah.
But dude, it took probably about a month to put that album together.
Mm-hmm.
To make it sound cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
After that, thanks to Reese.
Yeah.
Because Reese did most of the mixing.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I can make it sound like it's in the same room.
A month is not bad though.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, a month to do an album, especially the way that y'all were doing it, is not terrible.
Right.
Especially because like you had a lot of people on there too, like as far as like guests and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that was my thing. Like I was like, I want people. I never wanted to be the guy that's like, I make it to the top and not bring my friends, or at least people that have helped me along the way, or at least people that need to be heard. Yeah. So I'm like, there are people that need to be heard that don't nobody know because people are scared. Like they're scared they're gonna take their shine. Oh yeah. And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's not your shine anyway. Like this is all a cohesive thing. Man, everybody I called was like, yeah, we'll do it. What's up? Yeah. What you need me to do? Right. And I'm like, I'm flabbergasted at this point. Yeah. Because I got friends that you know how Atlanta is. It's like you don't know if y'all really cool or not. Yeah, like there's a level. There's a level. Yeah. And so I'm like, wait. She said, yeah, she gonna feature. He said, yeah, he'll come do it. Like, I remember when I was asking Nate Myers, Shanitha, Ahmad to come do the horns. They was like, yeah, sure, when? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I can't afford horns. Right. Like, yeah. Like, hopefully this pandemic check clear this week so I can. Yeah. And thankfully, thanks to Trump, we had the pandemic relief, and I was, of course, like Guitar Center was closed for a while. Right. Pandemic fund. So yeah, I'm getting unemployment. I'm getting that. Plus, we gigging. Chilling. I'm not going back to work. Yeah. For what? Right. For what? And so once I saw that I can make a living off of music strategically, yeah, I was like, I'm about to put all my eggs in that basket. Wow. Because if the basket breaks, cool, whatever. I'll just go get another basket. Because it's like if you put all of your focus into one thing, you can master it. If you don't put all your focus into one thing, you can't master it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I tell my friends, I'm like, hey, if you like pick what you're gonna do. I even tell my daughter that. My daughter's like 2, but she's like, I want to play with blocks, but I want to watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
No, pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one. Focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on it for even if it's just 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just put your full focus on that, and I turn the TV off, and you do that, and then at the end of the 10 minutes, she's like, "Yay!" She built something. She's happy about what she built, and I'm teaching myself that as well. Like, be happy about what you build or what you do. So put all your focus into, hey, I'm gonna take this hour and put it on music. I'm gonna take this hour. I'm gonna put it on studying this. I'm gonna take this hour. I'm gonna put it on that. And then at the end of your day, you done been accomplished like 13, 14 things.
And so that's kind of how you've done, because like, because like you said, like when you were younger, it was like, oh no, I'm just doing drums. And like, that's it.
Yes.
Like, oh, now I'm off drums. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you still do other things though.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
how do you find it? Like, because I asked Corey Wong this, because he, like, you know, he's a guitar player, but he plays in like 4 different groups. He has a podcast. He does a show. He does like, so how do you find out, or how did you learn how to compartmentalize the things that you do, but still be able to give the needed attention to each thing?
Okay, so my oldest brother, who just passed recently, he was a compartmentalizer, and me and his wife were just talking about this. Like, what he told me, he didn't tell her. What he told her, he didn't tell me.
Right.
What he told his best friend, he didn't tell me. What he told his cousins, he didn't tell me. He had everybody separated.
Yeah.
So that everybody had a piece of him. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So what I do is I break molds. So I know that my main bread and butter is music. So I'm gonna put more of my time into music, but I shoot photography. I'm gonna put a little time into that. So while I'm doing something like, let's say I'm cooking or I'm driving somewhere, I'm gonna listen to a photography podcast.
Okay.
So that I can kind of like, you know, get something from photography. And then I'm doing computers. The keynote comes out let's just say it comes out on a Friday. I'm gonna listen to it that Sunday after church, because I've learned all my music for Sunday. So I'm done with all my.
So you're done with the responsibilities for that. Yeah.
Now I can focus on hobbies. Video games, I do that late at night. When, like, after my daughter sleep, I'm like, okay, let me take a little time to myself. Let me enjoy myself. Let me play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Let me play NBA 2K. Let me do something that's not music, that's not photography, that doesn't make me any money. Let me just do something that doesn't make me any money. So I kind of I break it up like that. Like, if I don't have any music to learn, I'm chilling. Like, I can talk to my friends. I can go hang out. I can pop up in Macon.
Yeah.
And people be like, dude, you in Macon all the time. And I'm like, my daughter's in school. Like, my daughter's being taken care of. I don't have anything to do. I can go. Me and Reese can go work on some music, or we can go shoot some photography, because he does everything we do. We grew up together. So, I like to go eat. I like food. I'm a foodologist.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's here. It's all here. So you have to take moments for yourself, but you also have to make sure that you focus on what's going to bring you your main source of income.
Yeah. What do you think are your musical goals? Like, past, like, because you've done a lot of stuff, but like, what are the things that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Believe it or not, I tell everybody this pretty often, or actually frequently. I say, I'm good. Like, I can die now, because I've accomplished everything I wanted to do. Because success is whatever you think success is. And so some people be like, I have to win a Grammy in order to be successful. But those people will never be happy until they win a Grammy. And if they don't win a Grammy,
then it's just
a waste of time, a waste of energy. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't put limitations on my music, because I think a Grammy is a limitation. An EGOT is a limitation.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't put it. I throw it in the air. I make sure it's available for everybody. I just want to touch the lives of people who hear it. I don't have to win anything from it.
Gotcha.
I want to do more festivals with original music.
Under headliner?
Under headliner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also working on a individual project too.
I was going to ask you. I was like, so we're getting an Eric Tolliver project.
So, yeah, that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
So the headliner is pretty much my baby. Like it's like we all came together to make something happen.
Yeah.
So that'll forever be a thing. But I'm working on this thing called the Cootie Brown Experience.
Okay.
Cootie Brown is something that my aunt used to say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like, "Oh yeah, he was high as Cootie Brown, or he was drunk as Cootie Brown," and I'm like, "Who is Cootie Brown?"
Yeah.
And I looked it up on Google, and it's called Cooter Brown.
Okay.
And I'm like,
what does this mean?
He's an adjective.
Okay.
He's literally an adjective.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you drunker than Cootie Brown. It's like a level of unsobriety that you reach. And so that's gonna be my personal record.
Okay.
So that like when I get on stage as Cootie Brown, it's not because I'm drunk or high, because I don't do either.
Right.
So it's just like my music high. It's like where my mind wants to create. Because when you're in a group or a collective, you have to create around what everybody likes.
Right.
And
but when it's your own thing, you got to direct them around what you want to do.
Exactly. And so this project is pretty much free reign for whomever is on it. So it's like I got a couple people on it. It's going to be pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna need a piano feature too.
Hey, I'm around, bro.
Okay.
But I don't know what you want me there for if you're gonna be on it.
So the thing is, I hate playing piano. I hate hearing myself play piano.
Cause you are more organ and like kind of.
I'm Fender Rhodes all day.
Yeah.
Like, give me a Wurlitzer over piano.
But just straight piano is like not your deal.
That's not me.
That's interesting.
That's not me. And I saw Tilly a few weeks ago, and I told him the same thing. I said, dude, I got a gospel record that I want you to play.
Yeah.
Because I hate my piano sound.
Interesting.
And my brother put out a record called Marvelous Things, and I'm playing piano on it. And every time I listen to it, I cringe.
I will say, like, for, I guess, people that aren't musicians, even though they are the same notes, it's very similar. Each instrument does need to get treated differently.
Absolutely.
Like organ, keys, synth, whatever.
Right.
Like they do have their own personality to it, and like yes, they are the same notes, and like it crosses over. But someone killing on organ doesn't necessarily kill on a lead synth solo.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, like a lot of times it's transferable, but I mean, like it doesn't always happen like that.
Right. And that's why I'm appreciative of Court Henry.
Right.
Because he could do all three. And I'm like, he does them flawlessly.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
like I'm like, wow. Like you could do the Lingus solo.
Yeah.
But then you can also go to church and do Precious Lord. And I'm like, you get on my nerves, guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how my oldest brother was too. Like he could translate things from piano to organ because he separated his mind for piano and separated for organ.
Yeah.
And I even play at churches and they be like, hey, why don't you play piano today? And I was like, because I have to play piano the whole time. Don't ask me to back up the preacher if you want me to play piano.
Yeah.
Because I play organ. Like that's just what I do.
Right.
And I was like, they were like, dude, you got to come out of that. And I was like, no, I don't.
It is crazy though, because like you are good at keys, but I guess I've never heard you on acoustic piano, so it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, like it's like my touch is weird.
Yeah.
Like I never focused on it long enough.
I was like, it is, I guess, the desire too. Like, it's just like, like I can get by on organ. I'm not an organist.
Right.
I'm like, if need be, sure. But like, I'm not like, if we want an organist, I'm not gonna run up in there and say like I'm gonna play organ. But like I can get by. Like if you want to put me on a piano, put me on a Rhodes or keyboard or anything like that, I can play organ. But I'm like, I got other people that are better for that. And I was like, hey, if you want both, you can get both of us, and then like whatever.
Same here.
Yeah.
Like that's me all day, because I can't. So the gospel keyboard thing is out of hand. Like, so people that be playing mains now, and I'm like I'll be listening to records, and I'm like, I gotta learn that on mains, and I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's way too much work.
Yeah.
Dude, like they doing and then they add in like layers of stacks of sounds.
Yeah, and it's like
I'm
it's
like,
like dog,
dude, let me just give me 9 drawbars.
dog, relax. Oh yeah.
Exactly. I'm like,
And it's
dude,
like, you
guys
know what?
have to
Like, because
relax.
if you're on Oregon, you ain't got to worry about all that.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
it's kind of
interesting.
like it's my lazy cop out.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But you can do it if you need to.
Yeah, if I focus on it. Yeah,
If you need to.
like
yeah.
my first major gospel gig, I played for Lamar Campbell,
Oh, okay.
and we did. I think it's Lamar Campbell. More Than Anything.
That's him.
Yeah, so we did More Than Anything and another song, and My Worship Is For Real, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I played a ES8.
Okay.
I had the sounds right and everything. This was 2010, 2011.
Okay.
And it was on piano, and I was like, I was gonna play organ,
Mm-hmm.
but the bass player called out. He said, I ain't gonna be able to do it. So the director had to play organ, which means I had to play piano.
Yeah.
I'm like, help me.
Help me.
I'm on here and I'm like, this is pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned the record, like note for note though.
Yeah.
It took me a week and a half to learn 3 songs.
Because you were trying to get it right.
Because if he comes back to Atlanta, I want him to call me.
Mm-hmm.
If he says, hey, I need this, I want him to call me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm like when it comes to playing for artists.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like, you gonna do 19 songs, I'm not learning every song.
I'm like, we gonna get it.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna note for note it.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're not the artist at that point. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, you're just an entertainer. Artistry and entertainment is 2 different things.
Interesting.
So I do that as well. Like if I'm playing for, let's just say it's Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Because she's no longer. This is easy cop out.
Okay.
She can't call me and say, hey, come.
Yeah.
I learned her album note for note.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoever played piano
Mm-hmm.
on this record was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Those changes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Until you come back to me, I know it was written by Stevie Wonder. I know it was written by him, but
That makes so much sense. I've learned that. I've played that song before. Now that you say it, it makes sense. Yeah.
the way
Mm-hmm.
the way that dude played, or lady, whoever it was,
Whoever played on it. Yeah.
he said, it's like nuances that I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is really, 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 really good music.
Yeah.
And then of course Luther Vandross put it out later, and I was like, let me listen to it. And then I went back to the original, which was Stevie Wonder, and I was like, I like Aretha Franklin's version better.
Mm.
And I'm like, this is crazy because I'm a Stevie head.
Right.
So like, I don't learn all his music. I listen to all his music
Okay.
because he's a genius.
Yeah.
And if you learn stuff from a genius, you don't become a genius. You become an idiot because you don't know why he did it.
Right.
And so until you can teach yourself like, oh, this is why he did this. This is why he
Mm-hmm.
did that. You kind of like, you miss the whole purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like as musicians, we don't get a chance to enjoy music.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder than others.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder because, like, you know, like it is kind of hard to turn off the analyzing
Yes.
part of your brain.
Absolutely. So I'll be like, I listen to Stevie and I'll be like, this is good. Like, I just love it. I listen to it. I don't even listen to it for inspiration. I just listen to it for the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo the same way.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, his music was mixed so weird to where you can't really hear the keys anyway.
I've found that out. I was like, I've had to learn D'Angelo. I was like, I think this is right. I hope so. Because I've had to learn D'Angelo, and I'm like, it's like kind of barely there. Like it's not consistent, but like it's cool though.
And they'll play one thing at one part, and then the next time they do the chorus again, you don't hear it. You like,
Right. I'm like, I think yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just guitar and bass and drums.
And then like Keyz kind of fill in.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm like, is this your like the last instrument you did?
Yeah.
So it's dude. So I enjoy listening to Stevie. So like I said, Aretha Franklin, when I heard it was that joint, and it was I'm only one step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I almost like just passed out.
Yeah.
Because I was in Starbucks when I was listening to it, and I was like, This is so good.
Yeah, man.
So good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you already was when you couldn't hear your Hammond the worst gig ever? Because like I was like, what's the worst gig, or like what's the worst thing that's happened to you on a gig?
What's the worst thing that's happened to me on a gig? I've had. Are we talking about music wise or business wise or what?
This can be anything. But it would be nice if it was music wise.
Okay.
But
So music wise, the most. Yeah, I wouldn't consider the backyard thing a gig.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. So my worst gig, realistically, was the St. James gig.
Okay.
I was playing. I had a solo.
Okay.
I guess whoever set my keyboard up or whatever transposed.
Nah, bro.
One of my keyboards. I had three boards. I had a Chord Chrome.
Okay.
I had a MIDI board.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a motif. So I'm playing.
And you didn't set up your own stuff?
Yeah. So I set it up in the beginning, but somebody else came in like.
Oh man! So someone played before you on your.
And so I go.
And I bet you know who they are. To call them. Don't call them out. Don't call them out. Don't call them out. No. That's not what this is about.
Because I'm sure I let somebody's keyboard transpose before.
Oh man!
If I did it.
Oh
but
man!
I transpose for a different reason. I transpose if I'm too comfortable in the key.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're singing a song, if I'm at a church and they're singing a song in C sharp, I'm going to transpose it to like D or A.
Just to give you some, like, give me something to do.
Yeah,
give me something to do.
Yeah, because I like to open my mind. I want to unlock those keys. Like,
yeah, because
A natural is stupid to me. Like I'm still like,
yeah.
Even when I'm backing up a preacher, I'm like, ooh, can we?
It's like, yeah. Can we bump up or
go
up or down? Go up or down. Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. So someone played on your board before you,
and I'm going. The song that we wrote is an A flat.
And it's like,
the first 5 notes was killing because it was a third.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The rest of it. Yeah,
it's just
terrible.
Yeah,
terrible, and I'm already not good at soloing. So here I am trying to find out what key is, and and I'm like, I'm transposed. So now I got to finish the solo on the bottom board.
Man,
yeah.
And you didn't realize it until like halfway through, because like in your mind, what I'm about to do is finna be some heat
because I practiced it.
Yeah, so you had that ready. And then it came out and it was
wrong.
Yeah,
I said this is so wrong, guys.
Yeah. I went to I played somewhere, and I think they like tuned it down. It wasn't transposed. It was like the semitones or something like that. I was like, dog, I know this song is not in this key. Like I'm playing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was before we started.
Yeah.
Like I checked, but I was like, dog, I know that. No, this song's in B flat. But I'm playing it in B. I was like, dog, this isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And people do things like people in Atlanta do weird things. Like they will sing a Stevie Wonder song in a different key,
and they won't tell you.
And you can't do a Stevie Wonder song in a different key if
you
don't know that song.
That if you don't know it, no.
God.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta hey, I gotta tap out. I
mean, like literally.
Thankfully, there's iReal Pro because I'd be reading.
Yeah.
If I can't, if it's one of those songs that's like chordy.
Yeah.
If you want to change your key to Superstition,
right? Cool.
Sure, whatever. Yeah. But if you're trying to, I've never successfully played "Send One You Love" because I haven't had to, dog. And hey, no,
not at all.
I'm like, hey, we're just not gonna do that.
Yeah,
song.
No, we can.
Especially if it wasn't on a list before you gave it to me. Hey, nah, no.
Not even as like I had to play. I played as at a funeral. She said, "Drop the key a whole step." I said, I literally had to transpose it in my mind because I had to play organ at this particular funeral. It was at a CME church.
As isn't terrible, but it's still like it's a thing. It might be a thinker though.
It's great in B flat.
Yeah,
it's not great in A flat. It's not great.
It is interesting though. Like, you know, when you do change the keys of some songs, it can make it better or worse.
Very much so.
Like sometimes if you take it up like a whole step, it just like, it gives it a little, something.
Yeah, the frequency is everything.
Gives it a little something.
Yeah.
But then like some songs, if you like go down, it's just like,
it don't feel right. It's like the Sonics are like perfect.
And then like it's meant to be in whatever key it is. But like, you know, if you're writing a groove or something like that, it's like we're in G. Let's try it in A flat.
Exactly.
Or let's try it in B flat.
Exactly.
And it's just like it just feels better.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Top three keyboard players you know, and then top 3 like national keyboard players.
Top 3 keyboard players I know. May I do 5 for honorable mention?
Who?
Can I do 5 for honorable mention?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, top 3, I got Jiren Cox.
Okay.
Is probably my number 1 favorite that I know.
Okay.
Not based off of anything, but that when he plays keys, you could feel every movement. Like he might hold one chord for like 16 bars. And you'd be like, dude, that was great. And he could tell you what bass note to play. And it's like, oh.
And it'll just shift the whole thing.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It bothers me when I listen to it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, like I play all day long and he can come and he go, boom, boom, boom. And he not doing 5 fingers on this. He's doing like 2 and like 3 on this. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So he's my top. He was the guy who I could go to when I first started. And he'd be like, nah, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to move this, you want to move that. Justin Gilbert.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Justin Gilbert has this. He has a presence when he plays, to where it don't matter if it's secular or gospel. He's not gonna play secular at gospel, and he's not gonna play gospel at secular. He knows how to separate the two. Yeah, and that's a very major thing for me, being that I grew up holiness. Yeah, because I'm like, you gotta like not turn it off, but you gotta turn it off. Like if you trying to go, you can't go to work for Georgia Power if you work for Atlanta Gas Light. You know what I'm saying? Like pick
which one.
Yeah, you could work part time at both, but you can't go to work in that uniform there. Yeah. So I really respect that. Teely. Yeah. Teely is definitely. He's the most articulate person I've heard play keys that I've ever known. He plays every part note for note. Dog. With the guitar, the glockenspiel. Dog. He knows sounds that I don't even know what the name.
Man, he is the best at that. Yeah. Sound selection. Sound selection is Teely all day.
Yeah. We did a gig a couple of weeks ago. I opened for him. The headliner opened for a group he was playing with. And he had 2 boards in his laptop.
Yeah, his montage and his
ES8.
And he had that main stage going.
Yep. And everything. I said, dude, like I could Shazam this and it'll come up. Yeah, that's how good it was. And I was like, this is stupid. Yeah. So for honorable mention, I got Billy Barlow. Okay. Billy Barlow he's like the middle between Jiren and Teely together. But he also knows how to turn church off. He knows how to just play the song, and he knows how to let something breathe. He knows how to give it like a vibe perspective. You know what I mean? And Christopher Moten, because of his knowledge to everything. Yeah. I've learned more from Chris talking to me than I have from him playing. But I could see what he could do while playing. Like, he can open a keyboard up. Like, literally, he could do something. He can play for like 30 minutes and everything sound different. He'd be like, what the heck? But it's because of he has expanded his knowledge so far. You know what I mean? So top 3.
And then top 3 like national. Like big names. Even though everyone that you named is big, but you know what I mean though.
No, for real. So can I do 5 for this too?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so the 5 is because they're deceased at this point.
All right.
So the first person is Art Tatum.
Oh, okay.
Art Tatum was he's like the blueprint.
Yeah.
For what I want to sound like. Even with the stride stuff, I'm like, dude, he was striding like
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh
Crazy.
gosh. And this is like he playing D2 pianos. Like they was recording this with like 2 mics in a room. And I'm like, this is perfect. And he's hit every note when he runs. And he was blind, like partially. So him. Number 2 is Shirley Scott. My brother introduced me to Shirley Scott when I was about 15 years old. She was an organ player who was amazing. She played Ain't Misbehaving. And she started off like I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, the only time I got a chance, like I said, to listen to jazz music is through movies.
Yeah.
And so when I found out what the name of the song was, and I started listening to everybody do it, like Miles Davis, and then I listened to I want to say Oscar Peterson do it, and I was like, these guys are great.
Yeah.
Like, I love these guys. I love listening to these guys, and I'm like, nope. So Shirley Scott is definitely my number 2. Alive. Well, no, my oldest brother Tony. He's no longer with us, but
right.
He was my teacher, and so he didn't show me this until I was well older. I was like maybe 24, 25. He showed me. He said, he got on the organ. He plays one song, but he plays it like Shirley Scott would play it, and he played it like Chick Corea would play it.
Oh wow!
And he played it like T. Lee will play it, and then he would play it. He played it like he was like, let's play it like KG would play it, and then he showed me somebody like Mike Burrell would play it, and I'm like,
and it was all like it made sense,
dude. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, why you don't play like that all the time? He was like, because they're not me, and I'm not them. And that simple thing, it's stuff like that. It was just like, dog, bro, it blew my mind.
It just makes so much sense. Like after you like really think about it.
It blew my freaking mind.
Yeah.
And his favorite piano player was Vince Guaraldi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he knew all of Vince Guaraldi's records, like even like the boys choir stuff.
Yeah.
He taught me "Humbly I Adore" or something like that, and that was like he did all these like. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Is this? But he knew it. And he knew how to play like everybody, and he was like, you got to develop yourself. Like you have to come with your sound. So he said, I use all of these people to build my cohesive sound.
Yeah.
So he said, I listen to this person, I listen to that person, so I can get it together. And I was like, that makes so much sense. But he showed me that at like 25. So that was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't you show me this like years ago? He said, you wouldn't have understood. He was like, you're a young boy trying to, you got to study somebody to grow.
Right.
And so I was studying him at that point. So he's number 1. But number 2 is Tatum. Number 3 is Shirley Scott. Number 4, Travis Sales. Travis Sales is my absolute favorite keyboard layout player. You can feel everything he plays. From Angie Stone to Maxwell to Chris Brown, it's all authentic.
Yeah.
Then he plays with Robert Glasper. It's authentic.
Yeah.
And then I was watching something, and Robert Glasper said Travis Sales is my favorite keyboard player.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And I'm like, whoa,
that's crazy to think.
Yeah. like this dude is winning Grammys, and now you're winning Grammys,
right? And
you're his favorite keyboard player.
Yeah.
So, that was definitely a major. He's definitely a major person. This last one is crazy because I really like. I want to be strategic when I say this. I don't remember his name. He's from Hiatus Coyote.
Okay.
He plays keys. I hear how he writes, and it's so phenomenal. Like even like his movements are basic,
Mm-hmm.
but where he goes, his inversions, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
you're stupid.
So the keyboard player from Hiatus Coyote.
Yeah,
Got you.
for sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Super group. You got unlimited availability, unlimited budget. They just have to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Rhythm section, horn section if you want it. Lead vocalist. Larry Wilson came in and changed all the rules.
Okay.
It was supposed to be one of each, but he like added Greg filling games on aux and Herbie and Court. So like you can do what you want.
Okay. Super group. Do I have to play?
No, you can just watch the show.
So I'm just a musical director. Like
You just You're just curating this.
Oh. Let's see here. All right. Let's start at drums. At drums, I would have to have Dana Hawkins,
Okay.
or CJ Thompson, whichever one is available that day.
They're all available.
Oh, they're all available?
Unlimited budget, unlimited availability. Whoever's you can have them switch out.
Yes. Dana Hawkins and CJ on drums.
All right.
Let's see. For bass, this is gonna sound really stupid. Really stupid. I want Jeff Berlin or Tom Kennedy.
Okay.
Is everybody alive or is
It has to be alive.
okay?
Yeah.
So, for mains, give me. This is crazy. Secular or gospel?
Whatever you want.
No, I mean like, what gig is this? Like, is this an award show?
Just whatever you want.
Okay.
This is your show. This is the show that you're building.
Okay. So give me Travis Sells on mains.
Mm-hmm.
And give me Jaron Cox on aux.
Ooh.
Give me Natalie Reagan's on organ. Just based off of GP. On guitar, I want Mateus Asado.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah.
And on rhythm, I would want let me get rhythm guitar. I want Rick Watford. And for percussion, I want Devin Taylor.
Wow.
So, what I got to do? Singer, background singers, and horn section.
If you want to do background singers, you can do background singers, but at least the lead singer.
Okay.
If you want to do horns, you can do horns, but like at least rhythm section and lead singer.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a girl and a guy lead singer.
Go ahead.
Okay. So give me D'Angelo for the male lead singer. For funk. And give me Jasmine Sullivan for the female lead singer.
Okay.
Brandy is my favorite, but Jasmine has something that Brandy doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine has the power that I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brandy has the agility that I like. So, okay. So for backgrounds, give me Jasmine Cromley, Ray Evans on tenor, and Xavier on soprano. And Shalala on the mix. She had she could sing any part.
Interesting.
So they could double.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, I always do 4. I don't know why. That's always been my thing.
That's interesting though.
Good Times Brass Band, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. They're already together.
It's a good group.
Yeah.
You adding anyone else?
I can't think of any other instrument.
I mean, like, hey, I'm just checking.
Tulani on harp.
Oh man, Tulani, yeah.
Yeah, get my boy Paul on my marimbas. But yeah,
that's a group.
That would be my super group.
That's a group. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, man. What's the last thing you want to leave with the people?
Spend your most time focusing on bettering yourself. Not in like any kind of like musical standpoint, but just be the best person that you could be. Because at the end of the day, people not going to necessarily remember what you did musically, but they're going to remember who you were as a person. And being a good person is way more important than being a good musician. Because you got some great musicians who are terrible people.
Yep.
And you have some terrible musicians that are great people. Now, they won't work. But,
but man, you love them.
But you love them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they get into certain places because you love them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So favor, like when they say favor ain't fair, that's kind of like what I'm feeling. Like they're good people. Like I'd rather be around them than be around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's about it.
Gotcha, man. Socials.
So, all right. So my Instagram is EasyYNATL. My new artist page, which I don't have a picture for yet. I'm supposed to do a photo shoot next week. Be praying for me because I gotta lose 20 pounds before Tuesday.
Well, well then.
Yeah.
All right.
My
They've got good Photoshop, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like before next Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday. I got like 8 days. But we got my personal Easy and ATL is my personal. So if you want to talk to me, just hit me up or whatever. Easy and ATL for sure. My band's page is the Headliner Band ATL. And my personal artistry page is going to be the Cootie Brown Experience, and that's COODIEBROWN, and experience is spelled the regular way, so EXPERIENCE. I was a great speller in school.
Hey man, I've been in a couple of spelling bees.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang it.
I'm dog. Spelling tests were the easiest thing for me.
For me too.
Maybe there might be a connect.
Yeah.
There might be a link or something like that. But nah, spelling stuff has always been
great.
That's never been a problem for me.
Me either. Except for like coincidence. Like,
no, I got it.
Really? How you spell
COINCIDENCE.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's
dang.
I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, that's really good.
You know, that's all right.
Yeah, it really that's crazy. I'm on Twitter. I think my Twitter is Easy and ATL. I never check my Facebook. That's for the older people.
Well, wherever you want the people to find you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Facebook, but once my mom and them got on there, I got off.
All right, so Instagram.
Fan base.
All right. Well, if you
I'm on fan base. Easy and ATL and the Headliner Band ATL. The fan base is a growing app that was created by Isaac Keyz III.
Okay.
And I think that we should get there because there's no algorithm, and it's made by a person of color. They're really consistent. They get back to you. You can get your verification for you don't have to pay monthly.
Yeah.
You just get verified and that's it. And they pay for like when you do music and you do promos and you get enough people watching you, they just already start paying you just like YouTube does.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a plug, even though they haven't plugged me yet. Isaac, watch me. He does production too.
Got you. Okay.
Producer, yeah.
Cool, man. All right. Well, that's been another episode of the Major Keyz podcast with my guest Eric Tolliver. Y'all check out the Headliner. Remind me the name of the Headliner band's album.
The Big Deal.
The Big Deal.
Yeah.
Y'all check out that album. I'm gonna link it below. Check that out. Keep pressing on. We'll see y'all next time.